Hello, Internet. I have returned. All right. All right. It has been more than a minute since I have done one of these, so we'll see how it goes. It is middle of the afternoon here on a weekend, so I don't know how many people are going to show up. We'll see. We'll see how long I'm on. I just realized literally like this week I'm paying for StreamYard for a year, and I've only used it like 3 times in a year, so I should make some use of this damn thing. It actually costs much more money than I wanted to spend. So yeah, it's been a minute. I'll have to check and see the last time I did a live stream. Last time I did a live stream was April 5th. Woo! Last time before that was March 8th. So yeah, this is only my 4th live stream of 2024, at least on YouTube. I have done 1 or 2 on Twitch for my GeoGuessr stuff, but only 4th one on here. Hasn't been a lot to talk about. I mean, there's been a couple things to talk about, but by the time I feel like getting around to talking about them, they're long past. Like, yeah, so it is what it is. How's everyone doing? Hello, Destroyer. I see you were here before we started. Welcome. All right. Don't have anything that is like locked in, rock solid for a topic. I can show a few set photos from the last few things I photographed. They've been on Patreon for a while, so all my viewers on there have already seen them. But not much going on lately. I haven't gone to a film set now in a few weeks, I think. Let me think. What was the last time I went to? I guess The Rock was the last thing I went for. I guess. Yeah, it has not been a lot. So, but what's everyone up to? See, we got like 5 viewers in here. What are we up to? What are you guys watching? I have caught up on The Boys, so I'm caught up on that. Watched the first 3 episodes. Still solid as always. I don't think everything's perfect on the show right now, but it's still one of the best shows there is. So we can talk about that. We can talk about my last couple Superman and Lois sets. We could talk about the fact that I have the first photos on The Last of Us of any of the cast members. We could talk about how The Rock is here filming, and that he employs people who try to get people killed. We could talk about that. We could talk about the fact that the Rock's personal security guy actively tried to get people run over by a car. We could talk about that. I mean, I doubt The Rock wants me to talk about it, but The Rock doesn't get to tell me what to talk about. But yeah, how do I have 8 people here and not a single person has like said anything? No one wants to tell me what they want to talk about. Come on. Hey heroes, how you doing? How am I? I'm all right. How is GeoGuessr? Up and down. It's sometimes good, sometimes yeah. My competitive ranking is up higher than it's been since before the heart attack, but I don't feel like I'm playing the greatest right now. I'm just getting a little lucky, I think. But how are you doing? All right. Anything you guys want me to bring up? Any topics? Photos? You want me to just stand here and make like throw my hands up in the air? Like I just don't care? I don't know what you guys want from me. Someone direct me. Yeah. Maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday was a poor idea. Like I said, I kind of just like was sitting here and like, you know what? I feel like doing one, but I thought there'd be a few more people around. I don't know. Any theories on the current stuff? I can't. I'm guessing that says status. Oh, why don't I read it on here? Any theories on the current status or state of Marvel? Advertisement is basically gone. Current state of Marvel. I don't know anything about what's going on with Marvel. I can't even tell you the next thing they have coming out. Like I literally know nothing about their upcoming projects. Basically, like once Endgame ended, I mean, no, that's not true because I've watched some of the TV shows they've had since then. But I don't think I've gone to a movie. Wait, no, have I? See, part of the problem is I don't know which ones are Marvel and which ones are DC all the time, so a little brain cramped on that. But I haven't gone to a lot of films since Endgame that are Marvel content. So I have no idea what they have coming out. Can't tell you a single project as far as I can remember right now. There's probably something. There probably is. I just don't know what it is. Hey, Defunct, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I can't tell you anything about the current state because I know nothing about it. I literally know nothing. I don't know what characters they're developing projects around. I don't know what characters are still active. No clue. I mean, when a movie finally comes out and I go, oh, hey, I know that franchise, and then I go see it, then I'll remember. But as of right now, I know nothing. Yeah. But that kind of probably gives you a little idea how much the state of Marvel is in right now, and the fact that I don't know anything they've got that's coming out. I mean, I could Google this stuff, obviously, but you know, the fact that I can't name one off the top of my head kind of tells you a little something. Hey, Cal, how you doing, man? Welcome. Good to see you. Marvel movies upcoming. Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine, duh. Okay, yeah, so obviously I know Deadpool's coming out. There's another Captain America coming out. Captain America Brave New World, 2025. I didn't even know that. I mean, I probably at some point maybe heard about it, but I can't say I knew for certainty that it was coming out. Thunderbolts 2025. Okay. Avengers Secret Wars 2027. Didn't hear about that. Fantastic Four 2025. The Kang Dynasty 2026. Venom The Last Dance 2024. That's this year. Kraven the Hunter 2024. See, these movies, Venom and Kraven, are coming out in 2024. I didn't even know they were coming. I mean, I'd heard of Kraven the Hunter. I knew there was a movie being done about it, but I didn't know it was completed. I didn't know it had a release date or anything, and I didn't know there was a Venom 3 coming. So, kind of gives you... No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I did know Venom 3 was coming. One of the Twitch streamers I watched did a reaction to the trailer for it, but I was kind of disconnected, not really paying much attention to it. So I technically have seen the trailer, but I didn't, really. It's been a while. It has. I was saying at the start of this, Cal, this is only my 4th stream of 2024. I've only done 4 here. Yeah. Does a single writer have huge impact on the movie? The writer for next live action Transformers movie was a writer on a terrible Star Wars movie. It depends there are you talking the lead writer, or are you talking one of the 11 staff writers that they have, right? Like, that's like saying, I'm writing a project, but I hire you, I hire Cal, I hire Defunct, I hire a couple other people. You guys all have written stuff in it, but the majority of it is written by me. Now, at the end of the day, I have most final says on the lead writer. Well, yeah, then obviously they have a huge impact on the movie because they're the primary writer. The secondary writers, I mean, they will write, certain pieces of it. They might add ideas in, and the lead writer looks at it and goes, you know what, I like that. We're going to keep that, stuff like that. But yeah, the lead writer is obviously the lead writer. They're quite literally the person that is going to come up with the idea, write out the most important parts of it, etc., etc. So the movie most likely would sadly fail. Nah, I mean, yes or no. So here's the thing: just because someone did something you didn't like, or it did bad in the box office, or both, doesn't mean the next project they do won't be great. I mean, there's probably been lots of writers out there that have had a dud, and then, the next movie or 2 movies later hit it out of the park. It happens all the time. So I wouldn't say that. It's like, I know I fall on a lot of sports analogies all the time, and a lot of the people that are here aren't sports people, so I understand. But it would be like playing for one team and you not fitting in on that team. And then they trade you to another team, or you sign with another team, and then the chemistry just works on that team. Could be the same in this situation. It could be that the Star Wars franchise didn't fit their writing style, but the Transformers franchise could fit their writing style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't panic over the fact that a writer from something you didn't like is writing something different, because they might not have fit the first thing that you saw, but do fit the next thing you saw. Now that, of course, said, doesn't mean that they can't screw up both projects. I mean, that's still possible, but it doesn't guarantee that that's going to happen. Anyone watch The Boys yet? Are you going to watch Deadpool and Wolverine? Yes, I will go see that opening week. I will probably go see that opening night. Like, I think it's a Thursday night premiere. I think I will probably go Thursday night and see it. I might even go try and see it. Like they will have a sneak preview night. They'll have a Wednesday night sneak preview night where you need a pass to get in and all that stuff. I've got a couple of connections in Vancouver that I never really bug them for anything. I might bug them to see if they can fit me in on for that. But if I don't, then I will definitely go Thursday night. Yeah, that's literally the only movie I know that's coming up that I have got any even slight inkling that I would go see. There's probably been a couple others, because I've seen trailers for other things, but they go in one ear, out the other. The time that they're between that space in my head, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I might think about going to see that. But as soon as it leaves, boo, I forgot about it. So, there's probably a couple of other things, but Deadpool and Wolverine's the only one that, sticks in the head, right? It's funny, the soccer team that Ryan Reynolds owns is playing a game here in Vancouver the day after it premiered. Day after the movie premieres. I will not be surprised at all. In fact, I would be mildly surprised if it doesn't. I expect Ryan Reynolds to do something in association with that movie in Vancouver during that weekend. So yeah, fingers crossed. Maybe he shows up to the premiere the night that I'm there. Yeah, but who knows? That's still a month plus away. We'll see what his schedule rolls out like by then. I know he'll definitely 100% be here for the soccer game. It's kind of like, one of his personal pet projects. Whether he's here the day before, TBD, but I think he will be. And if he is, I could see him doing something with promotion for the movie in Vancouver, which would be splendid. Yeah. Chat is so quiet right now. It's kind of tough for me to just move on to another topic when I don't know what anyone wants to talk about. How about I just pull up a pile of photos from, hold on, I just want to check something. Oh, it's just one of those. Who cares? I'll just pull up some of the photos from, where will we go first? Not a lot of news happened. No, I personally don't notice from week to week because I just not really paying attention, right? Not much going on here to pay attention to. So, when was my last live stream again? That was April 5th. The last one before that was March 8th. Okay, I definitely yeah, I think I can do both of these sets. So I'm going to show you guys the set photos from Superman and Lois episode 9 and then Superman and Lois episode 10. It's been that long since we've been on here. It might honestly be longer. Episode 8 for all I know. Maybe I haven't shown on here, but I don't remember anymore. It's been that long. Get this out of my way. I don't care. That's not what I meant to do. That is share screen. Yeah, sure. All right, we're going to look at some Superman and Lois photos, and then we will move on to something else. All right, so this was for episode 9. This is the only downtown location shoot they did in the entire season. That blows my mind to even say that. And they were only downtown for about a 4-hour shoot. It is insane I'm even saying that. So we have here Yvonne Chapman and Bitsy Tulloch doing a scene. This is supposed to be outside of Luther Corp headquarters. The scene is pretty basic. Bitsy or Lois walks up, confronts Yvonne's character, whose name I currently am forgetting. I'm sure someone in chat remembers. And then they just have a chat there, and then they walk their separate ways. But this is what I got from that day. They were, like I said, they were only there for 4 hours, so I did not get a lot. Like I was only there for about maybe an hour, maybe. I don't think I was even there an hour. Like I got there, they had already been filming for a couple hours, and yeah, so I got a few shots before they wrapped. But yeah, that's it. What you just saw there, that's all I got from episode 9. So, episode 10 now. Let's find episode 10. Episode 10, I'm sure people are more curious to see. Oh, I can also show you some of the other photos I got from their wrap party. It would help if I pulled up a photo first. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Oh, right, that. Okay. Right here. All right. All right, so now we're going on to episode 10. Let's see what we got here. All right, first one you see here, you can see Superman and Lois there chatting. This was in between scenes. And shows in day to night transitions based on the story or just when they film the scene. Huh? In shows is day to night transitions based on the story or just where they film the scene? Can you try and re-sentence that for me? Because I'm kind of not following what you're asking. Yeah, just re-sentence it or something, because I don't quite follow what you're asking. I don't think I do, at least. Here is Tyler looking a little scruffed up, having a bad day at work. There he is again. This is probably the best shot I got of him all day. That's how tough this set was. That was the best shot I got of him all day. He was there for the majority of the day, and that's the best shot I got. Of course, a lot of people saw this and flipped out when they saw this. Off to the side here, you can just see the top of it right here, and you can see some of the body is actually Natalie in her super suit as well. Doesn't show up in my photo because the car is blocking it, but there's a guy who works in the area around there who is like a liaison for the sets. He actually has a perfectly clear shot of this on his Twitter page, and you can see her in the shot. There's the mayor, Lois, and I always want to call him Steele. Can't remember his first. John Henry Irons. They're doing a scene. There they are again. There's a picture of Tyler, but he doesn't have his cape on in the shot, and it's through a fence. You can see all the lines here. You can see them. I'm shooting through a fence, so it's got these little white lines through it. Really annoying. I put this one in there just so people got an idea how difficult this day was. So I was up right at the fence for about 45 minutes to an hour. Out of a 6+ hour shoot that I was there for, I got to stand right near the fence for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. The rest of the time, I was standing so far back that this is the view I was getting most of the time, because the camera would always focus on the fence instead of what's behind the fence. So yeah, that's the problem I was having that day. There's Alex Garfin on the set. There is all of them except for Superman. You got the mayor with John. You have the kids with Lois. This is after they wrapped. This is Alex Garfin taking, I don't know if he was doing an Instagram reel or if this is just for his friends and family or what, but he's walking through the streets of Smallville showing people stuff on the set. You can see in his hand here, he's literally got a bunch of the menus from the diner on the set. he stole some props. So this is from their wrap party. They had their wrap party at an actual movie theater, which I thought was pretty interesting. And you can see they weren't even shy about it. They literally put the name of the show right on the theater. I've never seen that in my life. Usually productions go out of their way to try and hide where they are and all that, but not these guys. They literally put it up on the sign. So there I am standing down looking up at the sign. So there was me with Bitsy Tolek that night. There's me with Sophia Hasmick, me and Michael Bishop. And this is some of the stuff I got signed, along with a bunch of the wrap party tickets. These tickets here were what they used to get in. They had a massive, massive pile of them at the door. So at the end of the night, when it was all said and done, I asked the guy at the door, like, do you mind grabbing me some of those? So he gave me like a stack. Like I've got like 20 of them. But yeah, that's what I got on the night. And then here is Alex signing for one of the other people that was there. And yeah, so that's what happened at that party. Let's see what Heroes has to say here now. In shows, we see one scene in daytime and next scene in night, and then back to day. Are those scenes based on story or just when they film those scenes? Oh, they're based on story. Yeah, they're based on story. When they shoot so let's say they shoot a daytime, Monday morning daytime shoot. So the way a film schedule is set up, give me a second, I'm going to have to write this down on a Post-it note to show you. I'm going to need something thicker than a ballpoint pen so that it shows up on the camera. Okay, so that's a terrible looking M. Let's try that again. Be with you in a second. Okay, this is all rough, by the way. What I'm about to show you is a rough breakdown of how a filming week works on most productions. They're not all exactly the same, but this is a rough idea. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So first day of the week, they'll start at super early, like 7 a.m. and then they'll finish at like 7, 8 p.m., somewhere around that range. Next day, they will start a little later in the day. Next day, a little later in the day. Next day, a little later in the day. And then you have Friday where they don't start until the afternoon, going until like super late into the morning. So when they're filming, Monday will, assuming they're on location outside, because in the studio they don't care what time of day the scene is going to be. But outside, when they're filming an outside scene, they will film all the daytime scenes as much as they can on the Mondays and Tuesdays, and then film nighttime scenes on the Fridays. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays might be a little more of a mixed day, like you might do a daytime scene, have lunch, come back, do a nighttime scene afterwards, etc. But no, a film list is wildly, like, all over the map. You could be on set one day and be doing a scene, like, so let's say an episode is broken down into 60 parts. Okay, now when you're watching a show, you're like, there's not 60 parts to a show, but the way it's set up, it is. So they'll film like scene 4, and then they will go across the street, literally in the same area, and shoot scene 51, and then be back across the street on a different corner and shoot scene 26. Now, you watching it, You're seeing it in, you know, this order, but they're shooting it like this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Yeah. So no, when you see on screen that they went from daytime to nighttime in a scene, that's the story doing that. But they were not necessarily filmed on the same day. They might have been filmed a week and a half apart. Now, sometimes they are filmed the same day. I mean, if they're filming in a studio, or if they're filming, say, on a Wednesday or a Thursday where there's a little bit of overlap with day and night, maybe they're filmed on the same day. But for the most part, they don't think in those terms of like a Monday or a daytime. We have a nighttime scene coming up, so we have to wait until night to film it. Like they film on different days in general. How do they deal with holiday decorations when the story's in a different month? They decorate. So right now, give me a second. I gotta pull this up and look myself. Hey Cal, Superman and Lois getting delayed later than the fall. It wouldn't be a live stream if I didn't have a Gary question. Let me check my magic 8 ball. Actually, I don't have a ball anywhere. I looked. No, it will not. Thank you, Cal. Thank you. Oh man. Okay. Back to Christmas talk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. As of right now, it's the middle of June, and there are 5 Christmas movies filming here. What do you think they do? You think they just like, oh shucks, it's Christmas, we're just gonna have it be warm all day? No, they dress it up to make it look like it's Christmas. They put Christmas decorations everywhere. They make the extras wear big warm ass coats in the middle of the summer. Yeah, it's not that hard. There's a reason they have a set deck team that decorates sets. Their entire job is to make a location look how the production wants it to look. And if they want it to look like December in June, they make it look like December in June. Just popping in to watch for a bit. My dad died last Sunday, and I just need the distraction from dealing with it. I'm so sorry to hear that, Lionel. My condolences, man. Yeah, it sucks. I remember when my mom passed away, it took me quite a while to deal with it. I don't know if this is your first large family death that you've really dealt with or not, but just so you know, you're gonna feel weird for a long time about it. It's going first thing that's going to come up is all the different holidays from now until a year goes by. You're going to think about it at those times, but then there'll just be random days where you're going to all of a sudden be like a little down, not sure why, and it might not hit you at all, or it might hit you days later and be like, oh my God, that was the anniversary of, this thing that you guys did together. So yeah, it's going to take a while, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it sucks. Are you okay, man? Are you doing okay? I will quit asking you questions so that you can be properly distracted. Superman and Lois filming mostly indoors because of the budget cuts. Kind of, yeah. When I was on the set for episode 9, one of the crew members quite literally told me that the reason they weren't out much downtown was because of the budget cut. Like, Not like might be. He straight up said like, yes, this is the reason we're not downtown much. So unfortunately, yeah, I think they used the lot, the big lot that you saw there when I was showing you the episode 10 photos. I think they used that lot, quite a bit to try and get the value out of it. And then they did, of course, their studio locations. They probably did a lot there too. Did the Funko Pops stop appearing due to budget cuts? Yeah, man. We haven't had Victor here in a long time. Victor has been absent. I think the last couple of streams. To be fair, my stream schedule is so all over the map that it's not like anyone knows when I'm streaming anymore. But he has not summoned a Funko Pop in a while. I think they're still sitting in the same tray as they were the last time I had them. Thank you. You're welcome, Lionel. It's, yeah. If you want to talk more about it, we can. I don't know if you want to think about it or be distracted, so I'm kind of, not sure where to go with it. But yeah. What was the other thing I was going to show you guys? I guess I can show you the Last of Us photos. If anyone cares. We already did Superman and Lois. If you are here, you wanted to see the Superman and Lois photos, rewind the video maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I actually can't remember how long ago that was. The Last of Us. Not that one. Yeah, this one. What did you say there? Our apartment's expensive in Canada because your apartment looks nice and expensive. My apartment's a dump. I'll get back to your question in a second here. I just want to read this. My mom died in 2007, but I was an only child, so this is hitting me harder because when she died, I still had him. I'm doing about as well as, yeah. So yeah, my situation was I never knew my dad. Like I knew of him, but I never met him in my life. So my mom and my grandmother were my parental figures, and I lost both of them within 6 months. So yeah, I went from having a stable support system around me to nothing in 6 months. So yeah, yeah, like I said, it's gonna be crazy for a little while, and you're gonna have a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of people in your life. They're gonna be like, man, like, it's been X amount of weeks, months, whatever it is. Like, like you should be doing better. It doesn't all go the same way. Like, not everyone rebounds the same way. So, man, if someone says that to you, I mean, you can be annoyed at them for it, but at the end of the day, they're just probably going with their life experience. And they're like, well, when my family member died, I was fine in 6 weeks. Like, some people just don't realize everyone's going to be the same. I'm good with distraction. Yeah, fair enough. I understand. We are about to look at photos from The Last of Us. Oh, yeah, I was in the middle of answering Hero's question here. So my apartment is super small. It is 10 feet by 10 feet. That's it. Mine is subsidized by the government. I only pay $400 a month for it, but that is definitely not the norm in BC. If you wanted a normal apartment, like a 1-bedroom in downtown Vancouver, where I am, you're probably looking at $2,500 a month Canadian. So 1,800, 1,900 American a month for a 1-bedroom. Now, if you go a little further outside of Vancouver, like if you go half an hour outside of Vancouver, it gets down to like 1,500 a month. But yeah, it's gotten pretty expensive. Like it is. We're considered. I mean, I don't think we're still first, but I think we're still top five. We're top five most expensive city for uh, rent and other things like that. Not talking about top five in Canada. I'm talking top five in the world. Like, we're grossly overpriced. Sharing personal stuff helps us know each other more, even though we're miles apart. Have gone through personal struggles. Yeah, no, I mean, I talk about stuff in my life all the time on here. It's just, it is how it is. All right, so next I'm going to show you the Last of Us photos. A couple of them are going to be repeats in here because of the way I did them. I had them for my blog, and then I had them also for Instagram, so they're kind of overlapping. So a couple of them are going to be repeats. Apologies. It is what it is. I am not a whatever I was going to say next. What am I doing? Okay, let's try that again. Okay. That one. I promise I'm a professional at this. All right, so this is The Last of Us season 2 filming. So I went down the day before a film shoot to take these shots just because I knew on the day of it would be a lot harder getting shots in the area. So I was there, and they were setting up this pharmacy that apparently is part of the game. And you can see, like, down here they got like a broken out window. And this is, by the way, this is a real doorway for a real, like, business would usually be down there. So they kind of just like made someone's business look, disheveled for this scene. And it's kind of crazy. Oops, that was for Instagram. That's why, like I said, a couple of them are repeated. There's the break in the door. You can see the glass. I'm not sure how well it shows up there, but you can see the edge of the glass here. They literally broke out a piece of glass to make it look how they wanted to make it. So what they do is they literally build a fake door over the door that was in there. If you look inside, like in here, you can see the frame of the door that would usually be there. So yeah, there it is, all boarded up. You can see the grass on the ground. They've got like fake graffiti everywhere. They spend a lot of time setting these scenes up. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Welcome. Do you use a handheld camera or a camera equipped to a swivel stand? Can you ask, do you mean like when I'm filming these sets? No, it's just a regular camera. It's this camera right here. I'll show it to you when I'm not showing photos because you just looked at it on a really small screen there. All right, so here we go. So one of the prop guys was carrying around this rifle on the set, but I never saw which character was possibly holding it in the scene. I don't know which one. So here you have Isabel Merced. I'm assuming I got her name right. Getting her makeup done, and her stunt double is right here. And then you've got Bella Ramsey standing here. I saw Bella Ramsey's double around as well, but I don't think any of the photos I got of her. There they are again. You can see she's like in mid-talk there, and now Bella's getting her makeup done. There's Isabella again. So this is them sitting on the rope. The horse, big difference from rope. And you can see the gun here. Like, I didn't notice it before, but you can actually see her holding it. So I guess it's Bella's character that's got it. But they're on a horse. You can't really see it here because where I was shooting this from is a crazy story. All day they were shutting us down. Not a shot to be had, really. And then I went over to this area that was on the staircase, and there was a couple of fans watching it from the staircase. And the fans were looking in the wrong area. They were looking at this area that was behind some scrims that had been set up. So they were under the impression they were behind the scrims. But, you know, my experience on a set, I realized the boom mic was moving in a different direction. So I looked over, and so there's a business on the corner that's like a coffee shop or whatever. So through the window of the coffee shop, out the back window of it, or through the window of the building the coffee shop is attached to, because the coffee shop itself I don't think was there. I think it was just in the building because it's a big business building. So through the glass windows of their lobby, out the front glass windows of the lobby, I was able to get this small little frame. And you notice like how small it is too. Like this edge here, you know, if they're any further over to this side, I wouldn't be able to see them. Then this over here, they've got the scrim set up here. I wouldn't be able to see them if they were over on this side of it. Literally, this little frame was all there was, and it only lasted for one take. On the next take, they suddenly had something pop up here because they realized I was shooting something. So yeah, so that's the only shots that anyone got that day. I literally had the only shots there were that day, and I only have like maybe a dozen shots from them on the horse, and you can't even see the horse in the shot. Yeah, that was the Last of Us set that I got. Let's see what we got here from Abby. Are you excited for Deadpool and Wolverine? Yes. I think Sister Sage is going to be the standout of the season. So do I. She brilliant character so far. And I don't mean that from the intellect standpoint. I mean from the interestingness of the character. Love the addition of Sister Sage so far. I'll be honest, Frenchie has been like, you know, one of my favorite characters throughout the series. Kind of not digging him this season. Like, not too into the storyline that he's got going right now. I trust the writers enough that it will sort itself out throughout the season and we will see where it's leading. But right now I'm kind of disinterested. Like every time he's on screen, whether it's with Kamiko or whether it's with Colin, I'm kind of just like, eh. But we'll see. Did you see that there's going to be a Blue Beetle animated series in the DCU that will sort of be a continuation of the movie? I didn't specifically see that, but I saw there was news about Blue Beetle. Like just yesterday or the day before, I saw there was news about Blue Beetle, but I didn't know what the news was. I'm sure that'll be exciting. I wonder if they're going to get the guy that played him in the movie to voice it, because they should. They should. I mean, he deserves more chance to be that character because he kind of got, you know, robbed of the fact that he didn't exactly give him a good chance with just one movie. By the way, yeah, here's the camera I use. That's what I shoot all my set photos on. That's what I shoot my set videos on. Don't have a memory card in there right now, but I think I can turn it on enough to show you the extent of it. So this is the depth of the extension. So that's a 65 times zoom. But even though it's a 65 times zoom, after about 40 or 50 times zoom, it's not very good. Up to 40 or 50 times zoom in the daytime, it is worth its weight. After 50, eh. But, you know, I think that's probably the case with like any camera that would be that size and style. I've been using this. I don't even know how many years I've had this now. Honestly, ooh, I have no idea how long I've had this camera now. When the hell did this camera even come out? Because I didn't get it the year it came out. I got it like 1 year later. The SX60. When did that come out? Okay, so it was released in 2014, so I think I got it maybe around 2016, because I got it when the price had started to drop on it. Oh my god, I've had that camera like 8 years then. Jeez. Wow. I'm actually mildly surprised it still does its job. Zoli Mariduena, the guy who Zolo Mariduena, guy who played Blue Beetle himself, posted about the news as well. So he's probably involved. Oh, that's good to hear. Gary Gammon is in the house, guys. Gary, welcome. How have you been? How you doing? Is summer treating you well? Even though it's not technically summer yet, but I know down there it's basically summer, like 10 months of the year. How you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a while. I mean, I haven't been on a while, so yeah. Thank you. But yeah, if he's involved with it, cool. If he's not involved with it, I think fans should be upset because he deserves the chance to carry on that character. Yeah. How many hours do I work a week? Lately, almost zero. I have not been to a film set in a couple of weeks, Gary, and I've only been to maybe 10, 12, maybe 15 tops in all of 2024. So not a lot. It's been pretty quiet, although I did work yesterday. I went for autographs yesterday from this super old band. And so I was out for maybe 5 or 6 hours yesterday. But in a regular week, not a lot. I don't work a lot anymore. Yeah. Are you going to do weekly streams for Superman and Lois when it comes on? To be determined. We will see. If I had to say yes or no right now, I would say probably. But that is a few months down the road. Still, I have no idea how that's going to play out by that point. Things obviously can change by then. But as of right now, I'd say I probably will, but never know with certainty. Yeah. If I knew a place to watch it live, I'd probably do that for the boys, but I don't. I know how to watch it after it's already aired, but I don't have a place to watch it live when it drops. Unfortunately. What else should we talk about? Okay, I've already showed you both sets, right? What have I not showed you? Oh, I guess we could go over what The Rock has been cooking. What was the name of his? There it is. Oh, Cal with a super sticker, which I can't see on here, so I'll have to look on YouTube to see what it is. It is a cheeseburger or hamburger. It is a burger of some sort. It is in the family of burgers. I do not know which family of burgers it is, but it is in a family of burgers. Thank you for the super sticker, Cal. It is funny. I actually was thinking about getting a burger today. I haven't left the house yet, so that's why I haven't, but it crossed my mind. The Rock became a chef. Well, I have a little bone to pick with The Rock right now, but that is for a different moment. Oh my God, I have these in 2 different folders. Give me a second. I gotta put these all in one folder so I don't have to open up a different folder and blah, 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 blah. Oh, curious. Why does this one look that way? That's weird. Sorry, I'm talking to myself and I realize you guys have no idea what I'm asking myself. Do you think Sister Sage has a master plan that Homelander doesn't know? I think it's entirely possible that she is working on her own agenda because she's brilliant. What the hell does she need Homelander for, right? So when Homelander sold her that pitch of like, you can get a chance to, do this on a like global scale, that got some wheels turning in her head. She's got some ideas. I don't know what they are, but I do believe she's using Homelander for something. So we are about to look at photos from the Rock's movie as soon as I answer Gary's very, of course, inappropriate question. You think Iris pumps her milk? I do not know, Gary. I do not know. Yeah. Canada Grass versus The Rock, Dawn War. When is that movie coming out? I will not be doing a movie with The Rock. We'll get into why I won't do a movie with The Rock in a couple moments. Let's open up photos from The Rock's movie. All right. So this is a truck. In the truck, there's a guy sitting here. Now, this guy is not The Rock, but he is the person that is the stand-in for The Rock for the setting up of the scene. But this is the truck The Rock is driving in his movie. And there is The Rock getting out of the transportation vehicle to bring him to set, which we're going to get into his transportation detail in a moment. I be gotten a bone to pick. All right, so there's The Rock standing outside of the vehicle that he just had finished driving in the scene. You can see him over here looking at it, being like, duh. I don't know what he was thinking. This is the name of the gym that they created for the movie. It's a movie about an MMA fighter. He's playing an MMA fighter, and they recreated this gym is called Lions MMA Gym, but for this it's now called Hollywood Giant Elite Jiu-Jitsu. Of course. So this is the second day there. He has these shoes are ridiculous. Like, these are just ridiculous. There he is, getting ready to go into the gym to do scenes inside. There he is still, and that's him, last shot, and that's it. That's all literally the only shots I got of him. It was really hard getting shots of him, and that's all I have. So that was quick. Now, as far as my bone to pick with The Rock has a security guy. The security guy is a fucking douchebag, but he's a fucking douchebag on multiple levels. So not only is he just a douchebag to people, like he came up to me, and he comes up to me, and he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, I don't have to tell you. And he's like, oh, we're going to be like that. I'm like, you didn't introduce yourself to me. You didn't say, hi, my name's Fred, or hi, my name's Gary. Like, you literally came up to me, and the first question you asked me was my name. I don't have to give you my name ever. And then you got pissy because I told you that. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, if you're going to be like that, yeah, we're going to have problems. So he goes to me, he's like, oh, it's going to be like that. I'm like, be like that. You're the fucking one that came up and being rude. The best way to go around that is you come up to the person first and be like, hey, I'm, Jim. I'm the Rock security detail. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. And then maybe the person says sure. And if they say no, then he has the right to maybe be pissy about it. So he already does that. So hours so later, he gets a police officer to come and remove me from the area I was standing because he was saying I was in shot, which I was. But they didn't own that side of the street. I could have stood there all fucking day if I wanted to. But instead, the cop basically was like trying to reason with me through frustration. He was like, can you just go move over there? Because he realized I had every legal right to be where I was. So I listened to the cop, moved out of the way, blah, blah, blah. A little later, I see the guy go up to the corner and, I got the details of the time order there mixed up. I just told you something that had already happened. So first he went up to the corner, and this is a very busy street. It's a very busy street mixed with a semi-busy street at an intersection. He went out into the middle of the intersection and was just standing there looking like this down the road, looking for the fucking Rock's truck driving down the street to come to set. So when the Rock's gets close enough, he now like jogs down the street beside the truck like the fucking Rock is the president. You ever seen like those presidential details where they run beside the truck? That's like what this guy was doing. He went with the Rock's truck down to the set. Fine. That's the end of that thing. Later that day, the Rock leaves at the end of his day, and there's a situation that happens. He's stuck in traffic. He gets to the corner, say this is the street, and here's the alley that they were coming out of. He gets to the edge of this alley to go turn out into traffic, but traffic's so thick he can't turn out there. So he's just sitting here, stuck for like 2 minutes. And while he's doing that, there's this one autograph guy that's in town. He's got some disability limitations, and he's standing there with a sign in front of the Rock's window, basically, saying like, "Hey, could you please roll down the window and like do an autograph for me and all that stuff." He's standing there for 2 minutes, and the Rock has to pretend not to see it for 2 minutes. So they go and they drive away. So the next day when they show up, by the way, on that night, something I forgot from that night, the night that he was standing there holding the sign, there was a traffic accident on that same corner we were standing, except on the other side of the street, where a car got T-boned by a Tesla, and that whole street was clogged up for a couple of hours because of this accident. There was literally an accident on that corner 2 hours before that. The reason was car was trying to cut through traffic and another car went straight, crunched them. So the next day, all of a sudden now the Rock has a personal detail of a PA and his security guy going out in traffic to stop traffic so that the Rock can just drive through. Now, I've seen this happen a lot of times on like construction sites. You'll see construction crews who don't have the legal right to tell you to stop. That'll be like, "Oh, you got to stop right now," and be like, "Actually, I don't, but I have to because you're in my way." So they were kind of pulling that card. That PA was out there with an actual stop sign. Well, his security detail was out there stopping traffic in the other direction so that the Rock could just leave right away. So he leaves. On his way back from dinner, remember this intersection just the day before had an accident. The Rock's driving up the street. Buddy is security guy's out in the middle of the street again, going like this, looking down the street, looking for the Rock. Rock's coming up the street finally. The Rock is at the corner. He's about to come through in 15 seconds. The Rock security guy sees a car coming out of the alley that the Rock now has to go down. So there's a car coming out, and the Rock will be turning to come into that same alley the car is about to come out of. There is a lot of traffic on this street. Like, when I mean traffic, I mean foot traffic. People walking back and forth across this alleyway, because why wouldn't they? It's a public sidewalk on a busy street. So the guy is having trouble, obviously, leaving. There's a lot of people in his way. No one's stopping for him. He's just kind of sitting there waiting for a break in the foot traffic. The Rock's guy did not give a shit about the fact there was human beings walking in front. He keeps trying to wave the guy forward, and the guy's in his car like this, like, I can't go anywhere. There's people walking in front of me. And now the Rock's security guy is getting mad at him. He's like pointing at him with animated anger on his face, like, "You go! You gotta go! You gotta go!" And the guy's just like, "Where can I go? I can't fucking go anywhere." And the Rock's guy is just like seething. Like, you ever seen like those people that get so mad their face starts to go red? This guy's face is going like fucking beet red. He's furious he can't get this guy to leave the alley so that The Rock can just drive down it like he fucking owns it. And he's still like just thieving at this guy, like, you fucking go now. Finally, the guy caves in and just inches out in front of a pair of people. He missed him probably by like this much. Now, he's going really slow. He's going like 3 kilometers an hour just trying to nudge out in front of people. But he cut people off because The Rock's guy told him to fucking go while people were walking in front of him. The Rock's guy literally told him, fucking run over these people. Just drive over these people so I can get The Rock to his set. And because of that, fuck The Rock. I hope the fucking Rock gets in an accident while he's here. Because his guy deserves a punch in the face. Like, he should be fucking fired for that. But no one knows about it because outside of the 3 of us, the 3 autograph guys that were standing there, the crew member that was helping them hold up traffic's never gonna fucking tell them about it. The rest of the crew would fucking pretend they never heard about it, even if there had been an accident. And of course, The Rock probably doesn't even know the pretense of what happened. All The Rock knows is there was his security guy was in the middle of the road going like this. He doesn't know why. Yeah, so that's my gripe with The Rock is he hires people that are fucking dangerous. This guy's gonna get someone fucking killed someday. And so yeah. My first reaction after it happened was I told the other 2 guys that were standing there, I'm like, I'm so mad I didn't have my camera rolling. If I had known what was gonna, like, if I had any idea that was gonna happen, I would have been recording that shit. It is what it is, though, you know? And his guy's gonna get away with it outside of me reporting it on here right now, because there's no evidence of it. But yeah. That was my bone to pick with The Rock, who, by the way, will probably never fire the guy because I'm sure when he hired him, he's like, I'm hiring you to be an asshole. The Rock didn't hire him because he's like, oh, I think you're very reasonable and safe. He hired him to be an asshole. Yeah. Yeah. City of Vancouver won't do anything about it because they like the money from the film industry. So, yeah. The Rock could have almost got somebody killed that day. At an intersection, again, like I said, literally 24 hours later, there was an accident at. So, yeah. Let's see what else you guys have been saying since I ranted on for 10 minutes. You think that she has been like Clifford DeVoe and has been developing the plan since the very start of the show? Oh, Sister Sage. No, I think her plan started when Homelander offered her the position. Like, not when he offered, because she declined it first, but when he gave her that idea of like, I hadn't given you the chance to show your plan on a global scale, that's when she started thinking of the plan. Because she obviously didn't have the plan beforehand, because remember when Homelander shows up at her door, and she's like, I'm almost never surprised. She wasn't expecting Homelander. So yeah. You did that question multiple times on Eric's stream, and people told you to stop. Yeah, it is what it is. Is that a wig or the Rock grew hair? I believe it's a wig. He's not a cop, so he's not allowed to straight up ask a name. I agree with Canada. Yeah. Technically, a cop can't either. I have the right to decline a cop's request unless there's some legal loophole around it, but they would have to like really play that card to do it. Legally, I have the right to decline that. Christ on a bike. Okay. Welcome, Heartbeat. Wow, that's crazy. It was crazy. Like, I was in shock for a while afterwards about it. Like, I was just like in my head, I'm like, I can't believe he did that. And it's not like he didn't know about the accident the day before, because it was a major accident in a major intersection directly in their fucking line of sight. Like, everybody on that crew knew there was an accident at the end of that street the day before. Yeah. Where's the cops not on set to give a ticket or arrest rock security? Pedestrians have right away. Yeah, that's the crazy. Like, there was a cop on set, of course, because there's always a cop whenever they're like doing something in the downtown core like that. But he wasn't at that corner. He should have been though. They should have been like, hey, we need to get the rock into the set. Can we have you, an actual real police officer, come down and hold up traffic instead of me, who's sitting there wearing a fucking flannel shirt? Dude was dressed in flannel. What authority does he have? You don't have to answer this. What toxic thing did Crazy would always do that made you angry at her? Was it a set incident? No, it's just a culmination of constantly just being unpleasant. There was never one singular thing. She was just constantly unpleasant. Yeah. And that's the case in 80% of the people I dislike. It is a culmination of repeated unpleasant situations. Yeah, there's a few here or there where it's a one-off situation. I'm just like, this person's a piece of shit because of this one thing they did. But the majority of the time, I'm just like, they've been disrespectful, rude, unfriendly, unpleasant, multiple times, etc. She was mean to you. She's mean to everybody. The only people she wasn't mean to is people she worked with. She loved being on set. She is one of the few people I will say where most people that worked with her had positive reviews of her, that when I would see them out in public, the public would have negative reviews of them. Usually if a person's negative in public, they're also negative on set. Not to everybody, but at least to some people. But everybody that worked with her seemed to think she was wonderful. Even her security guy, like her security guy knows, because he'd seen enough interactions with all of us, you know, to know what she's actually like. But like, when I would talk to him, he's like, yeah, she was wonderful to work with. And he's like, I know she didn't like you guys, but she was wonderful to me, you know? Yeah. Thanks for answering the question. I know that question was hard to answer. Not really. I mean, I don't know why you thought that, but no, I didn't find it that hard. I've run out of topics. I've showed you all the set photos from everything. We talked about the boys a little bit. I ranted about the rock finally. I've been holding that in for a while because I didn't know what to do with the information. Like, outside of two other autograph hounds, no one else outside of the security guy and the guy in the car who, I don't know, the guy in the car, he's never going to come forward and be like, yeah, I remember that incident. No one else knows about the incident. I mean, maybe people walking by knew about the incident, but again, like, I don't know them, you know. Technically, there was probably like 20 witnesses to it, but most of them had no idea what they were witnessing. We trust you, so hope that helps. Well, thank you. How long have I been on for? 1 hour and 10 minutes. 1 hour and 13 minutes. Do I have 17 more minutes of content to drag out? I'd like to maybe make an hour and a half out of this, but I don't know if I do. I might wrap this up in a few minutes here, guys. So if you got last questions, I would start getting them in now, because I might not make it another 15 minutes. In theory, I'd like to. I'd like to squeeze this out for an hour and a half, but I've kind of run through all the topics I already had. I'm going to put that in chat just so it's there and people can like start panicking now and get their questions in. If you have any last questions, ... get them in now. We'll be closing up questions in 5 or less minutes. Period. Send. All right. Any plans for this week? Not really. It's been pretty quiet actually downtown for the last week, and the upcoming week looks like it's going to be just as quiet. it's been weirdly not a lot of filming right now in this area. I mean, there's a lot going on, but it's not happening in downtown Vancouver. And I haven't been really motivated to go out and look for stuff either. There was a while there for a few weeks where I was just every 2 to 4 days out. There's this city website, like for the city of Vancouver. There's a website on or a page on their website where you can, if you're willing to put in the time, because it's not just filming, it's literally anything that includes traffic. You can track down things filming around the city through it, but it takes a long time. Like every time I look at the entire city, it takes me like 2 hours. It's tiresome. So I was doing that every 2 or 3 days. I'd go through the whole list, look to see what's new, etc., etc. I haven't done that in like a week and a half. I'm kind of just like done with it at the moment. Like, I need something to come back downtown that I'm motivated about, to get me motivated to care enough to look at the list again. Right now, it hasn't been the case. Like, there's things in town. Obviously, Last of Us is in town. The Rock's movie is in town. Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller are doing a movie in town. Somebody else is doing a movie I'm forgetting already. Owen Wilson is doing a TV show. There are things in town, but they're not in downtown Vancouver. And it's been kind of demotivating me right now. Thanks for letting me listen. I needed the break. Hey, no worries, Lionel. I know what that's like. I still remember when I was dealing with my mom, and my friends dragged me out to go get autographs. It was the first time I'd gone for autographs after all that had happened. I'd been, at home for 3 or 4 days after that, and my friends dragged me out to go get autographs, and we failed. We got like nothing signed, but just getting out of the house and doing something, it was time away from what I'd been doing. So yeah, I understand that, man. Yeah. Have you seen The Acolyte? I have not. I think I've heard of it, but I have not seen it. I haven't seen a film in a long time. But it sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen the trailer for it, maybe. Oh, it's a TV series. I thought it was a movie. Am I looking at the right thing? Oh, it's a Star Wars series. Oh. No, I have not. I have not watched it. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know it was a thing until a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. A couple names I recognize in it, but not really. I know nothing about it. I don't know anything about it. So doesn't look like it's got any connections to any of the other things I've watched. So I don't know. All right. Have a good one, heroes. Have a good one, Cal. See you guys later. I think I will wrap this up since everyone seems to be wandering off. Seems like a good time to wrap up. Oh, hey, Laura, how you doing? You're here just as I'm about to wrap up. I'm wrapping up in the next 5 minutes. If you got any questions, drop them now. I'm probably leaving soonish. Have you been playing any GeoGuessr lately, Laura? I never really see your name in any of my games played, so I know it's now a pay site, so I wonder if that's just like you've abandoned it because of that. But good to see you, even though I'm about to wrap up. Maybe next time you'll get here for more than 5 minutes. No, GeoGuessr, you've been busy. Fair enough. Yeah, world comes ahead of that. I should do a GeoGuessr stream maybe in the next couple of weeks. We'll see when my schedule is. I mean, my schedule's empty as hell, but when my being awake schedule is and actually doing it. maybe I'll do a GeoGuessr day here, because for those of you that don't fully know, GeoGuessr is now a pay site, but you can still play for free long as someone that's got a subscription hosts a lobby. Then you can come and play for free. But yeah, yeah. But I think we're done here, right, guys? We've answered everything there is under the sun. All the world's questions have been answered, correct? How's my health? Pretty good. And it's going to sound really weird, but I am a little not so excited about it. Which, like I said, I know it sounds weird, and the reason it is because I'm starting to slack off. The first couple of months I was out of the hospital, I was very vigilant about keeping to a diet, keeping to a routine, etc., etc. This last month or so, my diet is like way off. Back to drinking probably 3 to 4 pops a day. I am eating snacks on a semi regular, like not daily, but at least 2 or 3 times a week I'm having snacks now, whereas earlier it was like zero. Eating slightly more fast food than I'm excited about eating. I would say, like, you have to go see your doctor about your knee. Ooh. I would say my diet's notably better than it was pre-heart attack, but worse than it's been at any point post-heart attack. Like if my diet pre-heart attack was 100% of like not good, which it wasn't. Like I still feel like I was making some good choices at the time, but apparently not enough. Let's say like my diet pre-heart attack was 100. That was the worst it could be. My diet right now is probably like 65 or 70. Like it's slowly crept up. The first couple of months, I would say it was like a 25. Like I was doing very well, rarely like doing anything dumb food wise. But yeah, I think I'm probably at like a 65 or 70 now. So I gotta get that back under control. That's what I mean by there's a little part of me that's almost, I don't want it, but there's a little part of me that almost wishes something like when I go for a test or get a result that someone would be like, this thing isn't quite good. We'd like to see a better number out of you, because everything's going good. I keep every time I like get, I've been like hooked up to machines and all that a couple of times. And they're all like, yeah, your readings are in, the normal range, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, wow, like I'm a little surprised. I started exercise the week before last. I went 2 exercise sessions. There's a program called the Healthy Heart Program here. So it's for like people that have had heart attacks or strokes or heart disease. I've been to 2 of those. The first one kicked my ass. The first one, my hamstrings hurt for like 2 days. The other day, it's every Tuesday I go. The other day when I went for my second one, I did more that day than I did the first one, and I was perfectly fine. So I don't know, I mean, in theory that sounds good, but I keep waiting for something to change and for like there to be a reason that I need to like get a hold of things again and like buckle down on my diet, because I know my diet's getting out of hand, and I need to get that under control. But yeah, you got to go see a knee doctor. It sucks. I've had a bad knee for the majority of my life, now that I think about it. Like I injured my knee when I was a teenager, and then I re-injured it a few years ago, the same knee. So yeah, I've had knee problems most of my life. So I know about that. Hope yours is better. You had a wrist problem or arm problem a while ago too, right? Hope that's getting better, or has got better, or isn't a problem anymore. Yeah. You know what, guys? I said I was going to try and drag this out to an hour and a half, and I didn't think I was going to be able to. and it's now an hour and 25. I think an hour and 25 is a good cutoff point. Didn't quite make it an hour and a half, but there's also not a lot to talk about. I mean, I dragged topics out as long as I could. Yeah, we will see. I promise. If I don't, you guys can yell at me in chat. I promise I will do another stream before the end of June. Just to get into the routine of doing it again. Plus, like I said at the start of the stream when no one was here, I forgot about the fact that I have a StreamYard account that I gotta make use of. I pay for StreamYard, and it's like $100 a year. And when I say $100, I mean like a lot more than $100, like $165 or something like that dollars a year. I haven't used it this year except 4 times. I have to justify using this dumb thing. So I'll probably try to stream at least once or twice a month just to justify using it. What was there today super chat wise? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 $11 in super chats. That's like 6% of the fee I'm paying. So yeah, I gotta use it a little more to at least justify the cost that I spent on it. But that's it for today, guys. Can't wait for the next stream. Okay, well, I don't know when it'll be, but they're usually on very short notice, so just follow my Twitter and hopefully you'll see the tweet when I make it, or just follow here, and I usually post it also in my my communities tab. Yeah, had wrist issues a couple of years ago and doing great now. That's great to hear. I remember you had them. I couldn't remember how long it had been because I know I haven't been on nearly as much lately. And I know the last couple of times I've had a stream, I know you weren't around either. So like it's been a while since I've talked to you, but good to hear. And I think with that, we wrap this up, guys. I'm drinking water now. Weird, eh? Mariah Phillips, you are unfortunately very late. I am just about to say goodbye. You can watch the stream and see what I had to say. You can watch it on playback, but unfortunately, I'm about to wrap up. But if you have one quick question, if you can get it in the next minute, I will try to answer it just because you just got here now. If I don't see a question from you in the next minute, though, I am wrapping up. Everybody else, we have ended the day. Yay. But yeah, that is it for today. Assuming Mariah doesn't have something in the next 40-ish seconds. And I promise I will do another stream before the end of June. Don't know when that'll be. But I will make the effort to do that. Yeah, I don't know what the topics will be because I've run out of topics to really talk about. But I will do one. Maybe another outdoor stream. Who knows? But it looks like that is a wrap on this. So I will see you all in the future. Thanks everyone for coming by. Thank you for the super chats from Gary, Cal, and yes, Gary and Cal. And I will see you all. Bye.